Hey, we missed. That was all on me. I had one job today. Plug in my mic. And that is what I forgot. And this is a painting. And it's gone. I'm super loud, I know that. What's up? Welcome. We can't cut that because we're live.
Coming at you raw.
That is how we start smoothly every show. I don't think you heard me. I think you just heard. But welcome to Ditty Deep Dive. This is the live stream where we bring on an artist and dive deep into their ditties. Those are their songs, in case you didn't know. Every week, every Saturday, this is brought to you by the Streamboat, and I'm your Captain Justin, and we are super excited for this show. It is our second full band on the show, and I'm freaking pumped for this. They have sounded super great during our sound checks. I do say sound checks because there were multiple. That is why we're coming to you late. We wanted them to sound great today, and that's our goal with every band. So sorry for if you were waiting around, but we're going to get to it right away here. And, this is Atlanta's one and only musical safari at an incredibly affordable price. Let's give it up to the Jazz Rock Quartet, $5 Safari!
Yay! Hey, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining us here today on the $5 Safari. We're so glad that we could bring it for our first water expedition of our newfound company. We're here on the streamboat, and we're here to deep dive into our ditties. We're so glad to everybody here, the crew, so many beautiful souls that we met today to make it all happen. That was our first song. It was called Regi. It was about it was called Regi. It was about a hedgehog that means a lot to us. He's now roaming greener pastures in the great big hedgehog tribe in the sky.
Yeah.
And but we miss him dearly. He meant a lot to us. That'll bring us to our next song. You know, we have a little something we say here on the expedition. We're a little bit late for it, but instead of good afternoon, we turn to our dear friend here, not this tall one, but the other tall one. And we say Girafternoon to you, good sir. Girafternoon. So this is our next one. It's called Girafternoon. Spots of a giraffe are much like the fingerprints of a human. Every brown spot to a giraffe is unique to its own pattern. Be more like giraffes, boys and girls. Exposition. This next one's called One Line Bear. There's only 8 kind of bear species in the world. Where we get groovy. We hope you get groovy too. called One Line Bear. It's about a lonely comedian that is also a bear. Maybe, work in progress. We have one last song for you guys tonight. We're so sad that our fellow explorers can't go with us into the great beyond. But that's for a later day. For now, we still have one more song, and it's a song that you can get on all your streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify. It's called Halycon. If you want to follow us on Instagram, feel free to. You can do that at $5 Safari, no periods. And it's been a pleasure to sail here on the Streamboat. Thank you.
Woo.
Thank you.
reached your destination. Now let us dive into the ditties.
Hell yeah.
That was amazing. We're gonna take a super quick break so you guys can like sit in chairs and be comfy during this.
Perfect.
Anyone who's watching, please drop any questions in the chat and we'll ask $5 Safari. We'll be right back.
Hell yeah.
Check 1, 2. Mine's good.
Mine wasn't on either.
Check, check, check. All right.
What in God's name?
I'm way ahead of you guys.
There we go. I can't be this loud. I can't be trusted to be this loud.
No, you can't.
Take advantage of it. Be boba. Boy, am I glad to be alive and covered with tiny animals. Doesn't get any better than this. America at its finest. And lice.
Single crab, not crabs. Just one.
Is the show on? Is this show on? I don't mean to
They
say
can-
it like that.
Wait, the audio's not on?
Thank God. Oh, on. It's online. It's not on, but it's online. Oh. Give it back to him. Give it away. Good, it's still on. Ah, shit.
Debo bounce. Debo bounce. It's a little bit of reverb, but I like it.
We put Matt back in the cave. The bear cave. Deep. What?
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Ditty Deep Dive. This is officially, I guess, the Ditty Drop, where we drop them ditties and get to know you guys as people, as musicians, as citizens, as safari adventuremen.
Thank you.
Dude. Like, straight to you guys, like, dude, that was a freaking great show. All of you guys are, like, seriously incredible musicians all in your own right. So I first want to know how this kind of all came together.
Well, I think that's really one of the most beautiful parts of the story, not to get too sentimental. You know, we go back, you know, at the very youngest from when me and him were 7.
Yeah,
awesome.
we lads. We're tiny.
We and him went to elementary school together. I met Scott not too long after that. I was 11 or 12, and he was 13 or 14 at a rock band camp. Me and him were in bands together from the time that I was 13 or 14 and 15. He started playing music with Thomas. We had a band together for years called Help Computer. From the embers of that, we became $5 Safari.
That's legit. Where's the name come from?
It's just this funny sounding name.
Yeah.
Basically, the product of throwing everything at the wall.
We probably came up with over 100 band names that we rejected.
Way more than that.
Was it
Maybe-
like a new
maybe thousands.
name
were
every
all-
practice?
Oh,
yeah.
They were all good band names.
Most of them
Most
we can't
of
name
them.
here.
Yeah.
Well, is there one that you like? One of you guys like really went to bat for?
We went really back for the Gabagools, me and Thomas did.
We did go
If
out.
you want to go for the other ones, Mr. Good Band.
Mr.
It
Good
was
Band
way
was-
I
more
hated
fun.
that one. I hated
loved
that
it.
one.
It was so good.
Yeah.
He didn't
probably
want to
one of my
be in a
favorites.
good band. Oh, well.
Yeah, JC Patel had asked, like, what's the origin story of your band name? So that's perfect. So.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're just a cheap adventure. Come on.
Yeah.
Shout out to JC, good friend JC Patel of the band. Thank you.
Have you?
Adventuring on a budget.
Hey.
Yeah,
That's right.
Have y'all ever been on a safari?
I have.
I have not.
You have?
Oh yeah.
Where?
Where they usually do them.
Like Africa?
Where they usually go down, you know.
He's very secretive about where he likes
The
to spend
safari
his time.
spot, you know.
Virginia.
Like you were like in the Sahara or
Totally
something?
legal animal.
Yeah. It was South Africa and Botswana. That's
Dude,
where
that's
they do
awesome.
this. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And Animal
Nice.
Kingdom.
I've seen
Epcot.
Yeah. That counts and all. I've been there.
I kind of work at a safari. We got like a bunch of animals where I work.
Really?
So-
Like, is that Pettit Creek Farms? Do you work there?
Is it because I look like a dog?
No, no. They have like a bunch of weird animals?
Pedigree farms. No, we have like a bunch of native animals in my work. I work at a nature center.
Okay.
So it's like a bunch of birds and snakes and
That's
no bears.
cool.
I'm the bear.
He keeps us well informed in all of our lore. He keeps us grounded in what we need to know.
Right.
You have all the animal knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know about all of it. There's a lot of animals, as you may or may not know. There's a lot of them. But yeah, try to stay close to them. Spend a lot of time in the forest.
Keep them around.
Yeah, if you can.
It's important to know where they are, at all times if you can.
Especially the
Well, it's important
big
to know.
ones.
Yeah, it's important to know really which ones can really hurt you, and then other than that, pick all of the other ones up. And look at them real close.
I feel like I'd fail you guys, but also ask the most basic question at the same time if I didn't ask each of you what your favorite animal was.
Right. I like snakes a lot.
Yeah?
They're cool.
Well, I mean, the first song was named.
Yeah, it was called Regi. I had a hedgehog. That was my boy. I had him for like 7 years.
Oh, that was a real
R.I.P.
story.
Reggie, man.
I'm so sorry.
Real
I was
guy.
like,
No, he was cool. He died in a tragic motorcycle accident.
oh my
Guns
God.
a-blazing, dude. Ran from
Yeah.
the cops.
That's how I wanted to go. Yeah, I was shooting everybody. But he was a good boy. I love him. He's a cool guy.
Was his name Sonic or?
His name was Reggie.
Oh, Reggie, of course.
Reggie. Little Reggie. Reggie the Hedgie.
Hey, Reggie the Hedgie.
Yeah.
I
Rest in
love that.
peace, Reggie, man.
Reggie was the edgy one on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
That's right.
You have a favorite animal?
I'm going to go with penguin.
Penguins? Okay. I can dig a penguin.
Exactly.
I'm a red panda guy myself.
Red panda?
Ooh, the lesser panda.
Love me.
The elite panda.
Corrected.
They're like the faster panda.
The more efficient panda.
When you guys start a song, does it kind of start with a jam? Where does it start? Like, is it? I mean, I feel like a lot of it's like kind of very bass driven. Is it?
It depends. I mean, some of them are just riffs that someone will come up with and bring in.
Yeah.
Halcyon, the first 3 sections are just something I kind of sat down and played one day in succession. And then I recorded it on my phone, and I brought it to the guys, and I showed it to them, and they liked it, and we went from there. Matt wrote the groove in 15 to kind of help us transition out of that part. And from there, that kind of, like, you made the song, like, with that groove.
I think Scott wrote it.
Did you?
Yeah.
If I miscredited you,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, dude.
That's we spend a lot of time on this program called Guitar Pro. That kind of helps. That's how I was able to write a song like that in 15. And I mean, I play bass, but not like super well or anything. And same with guitar. So Guitar Pro is kind of a cool thing. You can get on there and work outside of your limitations as a musician and within the creativity of as a musician. So like that's a cool program. And then we jam a lot, and we record everything, and sometimes late at night I'm up just listening through it and picking out cool parts, and then saying, hey, we should make this a song. And, and then from there it'll we just develop off of one part, and it's all democratic, so it takes super long. You usually never get
Takes a
anything
long
done. But we're trying to all like kind of please each other and have a good time, because we're not like that serious about it. We're just trying to have fun.
Right.
So everyone wants to like how it sounds in the end, wants to be a part of it.
Definitely. You want something you're all proud of and enjoy playing at the same time.
Yeah.
And you guys definitely have like a lot of fun while you're playing. You're very fun to watch. I can't wait to actually come to like a live show where I get to dance with you guys. Who taught you your dance moves?
Self-taught, you know. It's just I'm Middle Eastern.
Integral.
I'm Middle Eastern, and a lot of it's just born in your hips, you know.
Built in.
And,
It's built in.
it's built-in stereo. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I freaking love it. Halcyon, how long did that take to write?
That was probably the faster one because
Oh, really?
he
Yeah, for
wrote
real.
most of it already, and then it was kind of like that was the one that was heavily written in Guitar Pro, and I think me and him stayed up real late, like writing that a couple nights. I don't know if it was in a row or over 2 weeks or whatever, but that was probably the fastest one actually.
Yeah.
Kind of
Is that-
perhaps.
Well, that's why it's on Spotify first.
I
Is
think
there-
we just thought it was the most palatable.
Okay. Is there anything else like in the pipeline that's been recorded that's going to be coming out?
Yeah, we've got a couple. We've got a couple songs. I mean, basically, the rest of the set is ready to fire in studio when we choose to. We've
Awesome.
talked about heading back in the studio in the spring, if that's possible. But we also have 2 songs that are right on the verge of adding to our set,
Okay.
and you know those are just a step away from more ears listening to that in a live setting as well.
Heck yeah, I'm ready for a $5 album, man.
$5.
We'll charge you more than that.
It's the cruel reality of our band name is it does not keep up with inflation.
Be a $50 Safari. I'd pay.
That's pretty soon.
Still.
It's
Yeah.
coming soon.
Yes. $5 million Safari.
All right, chill.
And with like Halcyon, like, are you kind of going with like the mythical bird and everything? Is that like where it kind of you draw some inspiration from?
The bird itself is called a kingfisher, which is also is another name for, or the halcyon's like a nickname for a kingfisher.
Okay.
The scientific name is Megacereal halcyon. So that's what it's called. So it's it's just we thought it was a cool word, and then turns out it's a cool bird.
I mean, I could be wrong. I think that's the only that's the only song that was named before we were $5 Safari, is it not?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think so. I mean, we had the same issue with song names too, where we had 10,000 for every
Somebody
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start
Every
writing a
single
song and it starts as something that you just put a funny name to it just to know that that's what the song is called, and you're like, oh well, we'll name it something serious later.
Yeah.
So like the harmonics on the guitar wasn't like the flight of the wings or like.
There is
Hey,
there is
whatever-
one
whatever-
sound on the guitar that it's kind of a happy accident. I was already doing it. It's when I do one of the harmonics, I flutter the trem on the guitar, and it kind of sounds like one of the calls the Halcyon makes.
Okay.
It was not on purpose, but it just worked out. Happy accident.
It's meant
That's-
to be.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. I freaking love that. Interspace on August 10th was like y'all's first show, right? As $5 Safari.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
Um,
only.
And only
So far.
And only.
Exclusive.
Yeah. Well, you know, y'all just kind of
We'll get
play
more.
more. First for like more people than just a bunch of dudes in their basement.
I like shows like this though. This is it's just like intimate. I mean, like, you know, I guess I prefer more people. Not that I don't like you guys, but you know, a space like this to play a show, I like a lot. Something about like a show in a basement or in a garage. You know, it's just like classic.
Yeah.
We've
Fuck-
played
Fuck a big venue.
We've
Right,
played
yeah.
so many shows, you know, over so many years, and you know, I think Scott and me, you know, as many years that we played music together, we could both attest. Like, I'd rather play in a venue with 5 people who are really interested in what we have to play, rather
Right.
than, you know, a huge venue,
They're all talking during
and you know, everybody has, you know, maybe that's a part of the way that we write music is that it does take some attention. You know, you kind of have to almost do the math in your head a little bit of what we're playing.
Yeah, y'all switch between time signatures a lot. Do y'all have a favorite time signature to play in?
4.
4
4/4.
It really depends on the riff. You know, I think maybe early on, or early as a musician, when you kind of discover time signatures, you want to try to write stuff in certain time signatures, and it is a good challenge. But eventually it gets to where just like you write stuff and it seems like it naturally fits into a certain signature, and you don't try to jam it in. But a lot of times putting stuff in 4 is probably the move.
Yeah,
you know?
safe bet.
Yeah, it's just easier to groove, but some things groove super hard. We had one song in our old band that was it was in 13/16, and it grooves super hard. It's called Whoopee the Cushion. And it's the end of the song, like the last minute and a half is in 13/16, and it's so groovy. It's the grooviest thing in 13.
Do y'all have that band stuff on Spotify or anything?
Yeah.
Okay, please, send me that.
Help
stuff.
exclamation computer if anyone is wanting to check it out.
You know, that old
Computer,
album,
definitely.
Pixelydian. It's a good one.
Is it all like instrumental as well?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So y'all just have a thing against singers? I can never come hang out with you guys.
No,
You know,
we
I
thought
think-
about it a lot, just like having certain singers and stuff for certain songs, but we're not against the idea.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're already really good at what we do for like our instruments. So
Right,
that's kind of
yeah.
what we focus on.
And like y'all do have like a very nice like aesthetic, like whole like kind of synergy between you guys when y'all play. Yeah, I can see that kind of coming in and messing up a lot.
I like the idea of like guest singers for like a song,
Yeah.
or like on an album, having an album where it was released as instrumental and then release it again with like a singer for each song, sort of.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I've always liked that. But one thing, and a reason I like lean to that too, is that a lot of times like a single singer in a band, sometimes people will not listen to a band because they don't like the sound of the singer's voice. There's nothing a singer can
Yeah.
do about it. It's not even that
That's
they're a bad
true.
singer,
Right.
but you'll not listen to a band because you don't like the way a person's voice sounds.
Yeah, and like even especially with y'all's music, I can be gotta have like you would have to find the perfect right.
Yeah, it
person,
would have to
but
make
you
sense.
don't
Yeah.
really even.
Yeah.
They'd have to.
Y'all
keep
don't
up.
need that. I'm just saying that very selfishly because I want to come.
No, I mean, it comes to thought. You know,
I mean, we'll hit you up if we get the guest vocalist thing going.
You know, I think the big thing is like we've curated, you know, kind of almost the band to our own tastes, and we've played music for so long with each other. You know, adding a singer in a big effect is putting another cook in the kitchen,
Yeah,
and you know it's tough.
Too many cooks.
Yeah, it's tough to add that, you know, necessarily to the recipe and not think of, you know, what that journey is going to look like and what it's going to look like, you know, at the end of the day as well.
right.
I do want to say, watching you guys play and stuff, I feel like a vocalist would almost be too distracting from how much you guys are like really fucking going in on your instruments, because you guys really play your asses off, and I feel like that would almost be a distraction from like y'all getting your shit off, because I feel like the experience was a lot about you can literally just like like shift from you guys, like watch each of you at a time go in, whereas I feel like a vocalist would be like too much of a, you know, make that front man approach like
Right.
it would be too distracting.
Oh, thanks, Glenn. You know, that's a bigger compliment, you know, than you can imagine, for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole nother thing too. I mean, like you can listen a lot. Like one band I like a lot, introduced to me by Thomas, is The Ocean, and they every now and then release an album instrumental and with the singer separately, and you can actually listen to the two albums separately, and you'll just pick up so many more things that are happening from the guitarist, from the drummer, that you don't hear because you're, you know, kind of unknowingly listening to the vocals. You know, we're
Right.
listening to words because we kind of can't tune it out. So yeah, you pick up a lot more of the intricacies of the instruments.
Yeah,
For sure.
get all the nuance.
No, I mean y'all, not to compare or anything, but y'all can definitely like do the bad, not good kind of thing and really do well on your
Hunter
own.
likes them.
Dude, they're so
I do
good.
too.
Yeah, I freaking love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean like they do that kind of same thing. what are y'all's like biggest influences?
I know Snarky Puppy and Michael League is my biggest influence as a bass player and as a songwriter for sure.
I like Frank Zappa a lot. He's kind of like my hero. There's like a lot of people that I like, but he stands out.
He's a legend.
He's a legend for sure.
It's tough to say. I mean, just all the great guitar players I listen to. I mean, I'll just start naming guitar players if you guys want.
Yeah, sure.
Luke Hoskin,
Names
Luke
70.
Hoskin, Protest the Hero. Check him out. Paul Wagner, Between the Buried and Me.
Yeah.
Jason Becker. I mean, Marty Friedman. Julian Lage. We'll stop there.
I mean, I love listening to sax bands, of course, but Sam Gendel, Clown Core is fantastic. Dude. Oh my God. Bad Bad Not Good's really, really good. Bad Bad Not Good. What is it? Walter Fancourt of Trioscapes, fantastic sax player. There's so many more.
You're not going to mention Coheed and Cambria? You're like one of the biggest Coheed fans ever.
I go back and listen to a couple albums every now and then.
I love Coheed.
They're fantastic.
I'm
Yeah.
a big Coheed fan.
Good Apollo. Great
Yeah.
album. Number
Good
4.
stuff.
One of the big 4 on there. That's a goodie.
Oh yeah,
Love that one.
No, yeah, you can't go wrong with Coheed. There's like the When You Were Young Fest, like all those bands. I'm like, God, am I about to go do that? Bring me
Oh,
back
yeah,
to
they're on
like
there.
high school, you know? Yeah. I think that they're playing that album all the way through.
Drop a cool
I was
1K to
there.
go out there.
Just a cool rack.
So how do y'all feel about how jazz is perceived on the internet and its hate and memes?
I think it's changed a lot in the last 4 or 5 years.
That's what I think.
Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
It's changed a lot, I think.
Maybe it's just my feed, but there's so many freaking memes I get that's like just wrong note, like making jokes on it and shit. So
Yeah, just jazz.
that could
baby.
just be me.
We play a lot
Maybe
of
I
wrong
liked
notes.
one of those, and then they.
We play a lot of
No,
wrong
that's-
notes
yeah,
as
that's-
jazz musicians, but mostly it's just we don't play the song right.
Well, they say it's
No,
jazz
it's-
if you play the wrong note twice in a row. In a row. Do it again. Just play
But I
the
think
same
jazz
When it's
is
deliberate the
there's
second
definitely
time.
making a
Yeah.
comeback. I mean, I see
Yeah.
it. There's so many big musicians like on Instagram and stuff, with like a huge following, and they're like they started as jazz or like they specifically do jazz. But I follow tons. That might be just be my algorithm. But I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's making a comeback for sure.
Hell yeah.
You definitely hear it more in
You got to follow
more
more.
popular music. I would say
There's a
not
huge
necessarily
amount
pop
of it
music,
going
but
on.
like
I feel like
music
it's
that's getting more
sampled
popular.
a lot, definitely.
Huge fusion of
And-
it.
Yeah, and I mean, technically, you know, Victor Wooten proves that there is no wrong notes, right?
True.
It's true.
Yeah, I really feel like probably it's like gained prominence by like being more influential in like metal music, I would say. And it's like hard to say that in a sense, because like, you know, like a lot of what people consider to be jazz is just people playing their instrument really well and focusing on the like a solo musician in a piece or something. And yeah, you've just got people are getting better and better musicians every single day. Like there's so many guitarists on Instagram that just shred, and you know, and they are taking into account of like it doesn't have to be like super heavy either, but then they make it super heavy too, and it's just yeah.
There's like jazz metal as a genre now. Like
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
becoming
Oh, yeah.
more
Yeah.
prominent. Like you have bands that are like playing like kind of mathy, jazzy, metal, like super distorted, like fast, like technical
Yeah.
stuff. Like it's really incredible to watch because it's like, damn, they really just like screw the genre barriers. Like go for it.
And I think one of the biggest factors in what makes jazz is kind of the meticulousness of its nature. And I think, that's one of the ways that I can kind of pick our music out of a lineup is how much we place each thing in its pretty little spot in just the terms of a beat or a measure or a lick or a song.
Yeah, there's a lot of like syncopation, a lot of like playing kind of like on the same stuff, and then like one person giving like a little variation. It's really cool stuff how you guys do that. I have one more question before we get to anybody in the chat. It's actually not a question from me. I'm stealing it from Kyle because we stole his microphone. He asked, how do all these instruments work together in harmony? I don't get it.
They don't.
We make them.
Well, guitar, bass, drums, pretty typical. I don't know if that's what you're asking. If like the actual just instruments that we play. I mean, the sax kind of takes the place of a singer in some senses, it kind of just has that tone. But he does a lot of rhythm stuff too. Whoa, I'm getting around.
Unprofessional. Execute.
It's my bird ringtone. So is that your question? Like how these instruments work together, or just how do we make them work together? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot of bands now are including woodwinds and other various instruments like that. I love going to a show and seeing like a brass section in it. And I mean, like Frank Zappa was definitely one of the first like people kind of incorporating that into rock music too back in the day. And xylophone, I always think of Frank when I think of xylophones in a band. I don't know how many xylophone players you've seen in local bands, but I've seen it once. What was that band called? Hello Ocho, I think.
Hello, Ocho.
Yeah, they're not a band anymore, but they had a xylophone player.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one live, like not in a band,
Not in a band.
orchestra or something. But,
Yeah.
like even sax. This might be my only third time seeing a saxophone live. Definitely the first in my house, which is super cool.
First in the house. I made it.
Yeah.
I made it. I'm glad.
Wow, because before we
awesome.
thought you were like racist against saxophone players.
Yeah.
Now we know you're cool.
We
Secret's
do
out.
accept
He's
them,
cool.
yes. Nah, I freaking love the sax playing. It's very smooth. Like, have you been playing like ever since like middle school or whatnot?
Yeah, since like elementary school.
Really?
Been playing at least.
Really?
Did it all the way through, and then after high school and stuff, just kept with it on my own terms.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's awesome, dude. Because most people kind of lose that,
Yeah.
Was
Oh,
it?
yeah, that's dedication for real.
Yeah.
Mm.
Was it playing in bands that kind of kept you interested and kept you into it?
I've been
Yeah.
playing with at least this guy and then Scott for my last two bands. Say Help Computer, and then we were in one called I Am My Friend.
Okay.
So that was fun. So that was like right after high school for me.
This is good.
Yeah, like early college. So I've been trying to at least keep music in my life.
Yeah.
It's fun to do.
Oh,
I enjoy
yeah.
it.
We've
Yeah.
been trying
Lots
to
of
get
fun gadgets.
We've been
Do you
trying
play
to get.
anything else?
I'm sorry. I was gonna say we're trying to get my brother, and if not him, one of our other friends who plays trombone to like play in the band.
Dude.
I always thought that would be cool.
Have a whole
Because
horn
and
section.
approaching a brass section at that
Yeah.
point. So.
All right.
We always make a mess in his house, though. He wants us to clean it up. So. We're not on speaking terms right now.
Speaking of mess, Logan says, Matt, I'll literally have your children.
Yeah, if you click on his profile, he's just a beautiful, muscular man. Is Logan Breton, and it's funny. You bring him up. One of the most emotional moments I ever had playing a show was with our last iteration, Help Computer. He had traveled down with some of his buddies in his fraternity. Does this story get more bro-y than this? And I looked out in the audience and I saw him and I started to like cry on stage, dude, because like that's my boy. And he came to fucking see me play.
That's dope, man. That's fire.
But anyway, he's like red-haired and kind of not that cool. So
Noted. So I'm curious. So when you guys are not playing music and maybe in the same room, hanging out, or maybe by yourselves, what are y'all doing? Are you?
That's confidential.
I think that's
Fair.
funny. That's the funny thing is like we all come from
Reasons.
professionally very different walks of life. Hunter's involved in film, in the film industry.
Okay.
Thomas is an engineer. Scott works at the Nature Center. He loves, botany, pretty much everything that's outside. And I work as a sports commentator for Kennesaw State, Georgia High School, and Emory University.
So when we get
Got the voice
together,
for sure.
so when we get together, all we can agree on is watching memes
Pretty much.
and cooking food sometimes.
I try to talk sports. It just goes over their head.
Playing with
Right.
my dog. Yeah.
That's awesome, though. You guys still kind of find your place to mesh and still communicate.
100%. I mean, we've been together, as buddies for years. I mean, if we added up the way how many years we all knew each other, it'd probably be like 100.
Yeah,
We're
It's crazy to
only
think about.
so much.
we're only still a band because we're friends. If we were just
Oh, yeah.
band members, we would have all fired each other.
Yeah, we would have walked away a long time ago.
It's the only thing. Yeah, and yeah. So that's just the important part of it. I mean, it's cool that I've played music with all these guys for more than 10 years. So I mean, that's kind of, I mean, if you speak about the energy and us being tight and whatever, I mean, it's really just because we've played for so long together and respect each other like that.
It's hard to find.
Yeah, it's pretty unique. I mean, as well, not just like that, it's like kind of got like friends for life sort of thing. A lot of people don't have that. We kind of have that built in, probably for a while. We're kind for life, but
Yeah, let's cool it on that.
all right, but don't get too emotional.
You guys have been awesome. Thank you guys so much. Is there anybody else in the chat with a question?
Logan, he's got a couple more spicy ones. He did say, Hunter, I'll let you watch the whole children thing. But
Thank you.
Matt has been on ESP. Oh, he was okay. His last question is, how does the process of creating a song start? Like with a beat or with a melody? You can kind of summate that, I guess.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in for the whole thing, Lugs, because we definitely didn't cover that earlier. No, look, there's definitely 100 different ways. For example, the first song is a song we talked about, Guitar Pro. I mean, Hunter pretty much wrote all of the music for that to a point where just needed a few tweaks from us, looking at it, what we do, playing our own instruments, and then it was good to go. And so you never know really how a song is going to come up.
Have you guys gotten into like a big fight about it?
100%.
All the time.
Yeah.
Pretty much for every song we've ever written.
I wouldn't say like a
Every
big
song.
fight. It's just things get tense sometimes.
Yeah.
And then everyone just stares at each other like this the whole rest of the night.
The toughest thing is you reach basically an impasse, and it's like, well, I believe this about it, you believe this about it. It's like we're just gonna have to keep fighting until we could find a compromise.
Yeah. Oh, so do y'all find a compromise, or do y'all vote?
It's usually gonna have to
vote.
come down to a vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone ends up a little sad.
Yeah.
It's the biggest person in the room, whoever that may be. It's not obvious.
I see a lot of finger pointing over there.
Well, both of these guys are like 6 feet tall, more than so. So they're the biggest babies. Just kidding. Everyone. It's hard when you're writing something and you kind of can just hear it in your head, hear it exactly how you think it'll sound perfect.
It's like 4 divorced parents trying to raise a child. It's basically the best way I know how to describe our songwriting experience.
Well, you've raised some nice children.
Thank you, sir.
So far.
I can't wait for you guys to make some more babies.
Logan,
Pause.
keep note.
Logan, stand by.
Well, I think that's everything in the chat, right? If anybody is watching and wants to type something in there while I shut up, feel free and we'll ask it in the final 2 seconds. But hey, guys, thank you so much. Y'all were freaking awesome.
pleasure.
Thank you
Yes.
so much for
Great.
having us.
Thank you guys so much.
Dude,
All 4 of you guys for making it happen.
Dude, I can't wait to have you guys back. Seriously. Anytime you get new music, please let us know. Yeah, I mean, I'd listen to that all over again too. So
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
great.
Listen to that applause.
Do y'all have any shows coming up or anything y'all can plug and let me know about so I can show up?
No, but if anyone wants to book us,
Hey,
you can reach us at
At $5 Safari. Or what, their email?
We'll come right to your
$5
basement.
Safari at gmail.com. Also follow us on Instagram.
Hunter just learned what email addresses were yesterday.
Yeah.
I think we do have like some of that stuff up, but
sweet.
I think we're throwing up your like
Your handle
Venmo
and
and
Venmo and all
stuff,
that.
so-
For,
yeah. Hopefully you guys got a few, like at least $5. Hopefully a lot more. Definitely send these guys home with some gas money and cheeseburgers and everything. But yeah, I really had a great time. Thank you guys so much for coming like for real, I really, I mean, I've only met you guys once, and I kind of already look up to all of you as musicians because you are really phenomenal.
It was very kind.
And
Too kind.
dude, it's very true because y'all. I mean, I can go down each one. Like, I mean, very groovy. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Starting with some sax. It sounds so smooth.
There's a lot of bands that try and do what y'all do and just don't.
Dude, for
do it
real,
well.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you guys do it fucking well.
Yeah.
That lights us up for
Yeah.
sure.
I am always happy to see there's a lot of good Atlanta local bands.
Mhm.
There's a lot of bad.
It's steep out here. It's steep out here.
Can you
Yeah.
shout out a few?
No, there's a lot of good ones.
Great White
Cascading.
Nothing.
You know, I saw a band. They're kind of popular not too long ago. Art contests. They're fun. They're cool. You know, one of the crazy things about the COVID thing was that a lot of bands kind of went away, and we went away too, and we came back in this new iteration. But yeah, it's all our old band friends that we used to play with. A lot of them are not playing anymore. But Great Wide Nothing is, yeah. Who
Yeah.
else?
Cascading.
Yeah, Cascading's really good.
yeah, I know them.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
good.
They're good.
Someone's
Figure- I
friend-
don't-
y'all use
I
the
don't
drummer
think
for
they
that?
are.
The site of Thea,
Jake
I
does.
think. Was that
Yeah,
New Figure
I think
in?
that's, no,
Sort
Synthy's
of.
different, man, but I think they're still active.
Huge.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Who is the New Figurines band? It's like Ilya or something. I can't think of it.
Identikit?
Yeah, shout out
No.
to two great
Identikit was
bands,
good.
Identikit and Kakashka. Oh, so good.
Kakashka,
But
yeah,
I think
Kakashka.
that's what.
Kid sounds
that
very
was some
familiar.
wild band.
Yeah,
Um,
they're-
think
Atlanta
COVID
has
got
awesome
them.
music, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, I
Appreciate
always
you.
say everybody get
Yeah.
out, everybody get out and go to a local show and
For
support
real.
a cool band.
Or tune into this. I mean, to have an outlet like this is huge.
Yeah,
And
tune in.
Yeah,
to
appreciate
this.
you guys.
There's not really a lot like it either.
You guys are helping build this platform by coming through and showing like, hey, this
Live show
platform
podcast,
actually
bro.
puts on bands, and like, you know, we deal with really talented musicians over here.
It's cool.
I mean, we hope, you guys came away with something. Your fans watching came away with something. New people watching came away with a new favorite band.
We just like
Um,
playing shows, man.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Well,
Just playing shows.
I freaking loved watching you guys play, and I am serious. I hope you guys like play live because I definitely want to come dance.
100%.
Yeah, my girlfriend's
you know.
gonna love this stuff too. Have y'all ever heard of Thumpasaurus?
No.
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 Definitely check out that band, please. Yeah, they're super funky and weird, but dude, they kind of have like your like fun vibe on a whole different level. Like y'all guys, like what you guys are doing, it doesn't seem like this was the first or second show you guys played. Seems like you guys have been doing this for a while. You have like at least you guys have practiced a lot together because
Right. Well, that's the trick. We were in a band almost exactly like this, like for 5 or 6 years. So,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
when we tell
like-
people, yeah, hey, it was our second show or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like,
you can tell y'all are very comfy in doing what y'all are doing. It's really awesome. But before we drag on for too long, I can talk forever, and I hope you guys stick around for a little bit so we can talk more after this. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, that'll be the dirty stuff because we go unlive.
The dirty dive.
The
Dirty
dirty
Subscribe to
dive.
our Patreon for the spicy content.
as long as you're not a cop.
But yeah, once again, thank you guys so much. $5 Safari.
Thank y'all.
All of y'all, fucking thanks so much. Yeah, seriously, I can't say that enough. I probably say it
Cheers.
5 more times before we get out.
It's been real.
Appreciate you guys.
Great.
Yeah, this was Ditty Deep Dive. Oh, before we get totally out of here, I want to shout out the man on the camera, making it look good.
Shout out Jake. He had to
Kapinski.
get out of here early.
Freaking yeah, he had to get out of here early, but made it look super great today. The dude that provides this, Glenn Son, making us sound good and everything.
Hey man, I try.
I also want to thank Jason Joestar for keeping us on track.
Making sure we make it happen.
Appreciate you,
Yeah.
broski.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
and shout out Charlie in there for helping us out today.
Thank you, Charlie.
And also Kyle Korzanowski for
Kyle,
yeah.
big Kyle,
Good,
big
switching
Kyle in the
Kyle.
building.
All right.
All right,
Y'all
y'all.
are a good
Thank you
team.
guys
week.
so much. This is Ditty Deep Dive. Hope you had fun diving in deep into them ditties.
Sweet.
Thank you guys. God.